Welcome to the Ganesh Academy. Today I am going to teach you first chapter of chemistry, that is chemical bonding and catalysis. So in this topic, first of all, I will explain about the structure of the atom, and that part you have already studied in lower standard. So first point is structure of the atom. So with the help of one diagram, I will explain the structure of the atom. So atom having spherical in shape, okay, and this atom having two parts. This one is the central part and this one is the surrounding part. So atom having two parts, central part and this one is surrounding part. Central part is known as nucleus, and inside the nucleus you can see here there are two letters, one is P and another one is N. So what is P? So P denotes number of protons and N denotes number of neutrons which is present inside the nucleus. And in the surrounding portion, you can see here this blue ball-like structure. Okay, so this is a blue colored structure. Those are electrons, and electron always present in the outer portion of this atom or around the nucleus. So basically atom consists of three subatomic particles. One is proton, second one is neutron and third one is electron. So proton and neutron which is present inside the nucleus, and proton which is positively charged particle. Neutron which is electrically neutral, it doesn't carry any charge. And third subatomic particle which is electron. So electron revolve around the nucleus in a fixed circular path. Okay, it rotated continuously in a fixed circular path, and that path is known as shells or orbits. And basically these electrons are negatively charged particles. So positively charged protons and neutral neutrons which is present inside the nucleus, and negatively charged electron which is rotating around the nucleus in a fixed circular path, and that path we call it shells, or we also call it orbits. Okay. Now in next point I am telling you about the shells with their electron capacities. So the scientist Niels Bohr had given assumption regarding to this, and he had given the names to that particular shell. So it totally depends on that particular atom according to their atomic number. Okay, how many shells present, it totally depends on the number of electrons present in that respective atom. Okay, so which are the shells? So he had given the names to the shells. So shells K, L, M, N, and also electron capacities of these shells. So K shell having electron capacity is 2, L shell having electron capacity is 8, M shell having electron capacity is 18, and N shell having electron capacity is 32. So with the help of one diagram, I will explain this point. So in that diagram, here this one is the structure of sodium atom, and in that I have shown the number of electrons present in the first, second and third shell. So here in the middle, it's a nucleus of sodium atom. Then after that, this one is the first shell which having 2 electron. This one is the second number shell which having total 8 electrons, and third shell which having only 1 electron. So in case of sodium, first shell 2 electrons, second shell 8 electron and the third shell 1 electron. So total 11 electrons which is available with sodium atom. So that's why in shells I have shown that much electrons only. So you can see here in this diagram I have shown only 2 electrons in the first shell, because first shell having only that much electron capacity. After that second shell I have shown here 8 electron, because second number shell, that is L shell, having electron capacity is only 8. And here in third shell I have shown only 1 electron, but actually third number shell having electron capacity is 18. But here I have shown 1 electron in the third number shell of sodium because only that much electron available with sodium. So total sodium having 11 electrons. So first 2 electrons filled in the first shell. After that in the second number shell 8 electrons filled, and in the third shell 1 electron filled. So total is 11. So third shell having electron capacity is more, that is 18, but here only 1 electron is present in the third shell of sodium atom because sodium having only 11 electrons. Okay. So how we will decide that first shell having only 2 electron capacity, second one having only 8 electron capacity, third shell having only 18 electron capacity. So for that, scientist Niels Bohr and the scientist Bury had given one formula, and according to that we can show the electrons those are present in the different shell. So in next slide, with the help of example, I will explain about the number of shells according to 2n square rule, particular electrons filled and fill in that shell, okay, and the total number of electrons, okay. So shells KLMN, number of shell means n number. So K is a first number shell. So I will write here number is 1. L, it's a second number shell. So I will write here 2. M, it's a third number shell. So I will write here 3. And N, it's a fourth number shell. So that's why I have written here 4. So according to their number, according to the number of shells, I have added value here. Then after that, electrons filled in all these shells, which is according to this formula. Formula is 2n square, and in that formula n denotes the number of shell. It shows the number of that particular shell. Okay. So I will use this formula, and according to that I will show you that first shell having 2 electron capacity, second shell having 8 electron capacity, which is according to the 2n square rule. Okay. So I will write here values of n. So according to this rule, n, it shows the number of shells. So K is a first number shell. So I will put value of n is 1. Yes. So what is the square of 1? So I will write here square of 1 is equal to 1. So 2 into 1, 2. So total number of electrons in first number shell is only 2 electron. I have written here 2e minus. So to denote the electron, we can write this symbol E minus because it's a negatively charged particle. So that's why first shell having, according to this 2n square rule, first shell having electron capacity is only 2. Now I will show you regarding to the second number shell. Again you have to use same formula, but you have to change the value of n. So here value of n is 2. Why 2? Because L is a second number shell. So calculate it. 2. After that 2 square is 4. So total is 8. So that's why second number shell having electron capacity is 8. Now I will move towards third number shell. Again you have to use this same formula, but change the value of n. So what is the value of n? Value of n is 3 because m is the third number shell. So I will write here 3. Yes. Now square of 3 is 9. So 9 into 2. So that's why third shell having electron capacity is 18. After that fourth number shell, n shell. Okay. So n shell, again you have to use same formula, 2n square rule, and according to that 2n square rule, you have to put the value of n is 4 because it's a fourth number shell. So what is the square of 4? It's 16. So 16 multiplied by 2, answer is 32. So fourth number shell having electron capacity is 32. So got it? First shell we can show only 2 electron capacity. Second shell 8 electron capacity. M shell 18 electron capacity and N shell 32 electron capacity. So it is according to the 2n square rule. But this rule is only applicable up to first 4 shells only, that is K, L, M and N. After that next shell will come. So that shell can accommodate maximum 8 electrons. Okay. So remember this point, this 2n square rule is only applicable up to first 4 shell, that is K, L, M, N. And according to that we can write their electron capacities. Yes, now I will move towards next point. Next point is difference between atomic number and atomic mass number. So what is atomic number and what is atomic mass number? So first point is this atomic number is denoted by the letter Z, and this mass number, to denote it we have to use the letter A. After that, what is atomic number? So atomic number is the number of positively charged protons is equals to the negatively charged electron. This word is very important. What is atomic number? So it gives the number of positively charged proton. So where protons present? Those are present inside the nucleus, which is equals to the negatively charged electron. Those are present outside the nucleus. So the number of protons, which is equals to the number of electrons. So with the help of that we can calculate the atomic number. And what is atomic mass number? Atomic mass number, it's a sum of number of protons and number of neutrons. So it gives the total number of protons and neutrons present inside the nucleus. Or we can say it gives the mass of the nucleus. Why it gives mass of the nucleus? Because inside the nucleus proton and neutrons are present. So when we will get the number of protons and neutrons, so according to that we can calculate the total mass of nucleus or mass number of that respective atoms of an element. So with the help of example, I am telling you about atomic number and atomic mass number. So example is helium. Helium having atomic number is 2. Sodium atomic number is 11. And what is the mass number of helium? Helium mass number is 4 and the mass of sodium is 23. So in detail regarding to that I will tell you in next slide. Okay. I am taking same example. Example is helium. Okay. Yes. So in previous slide I have told you the atomic number of helium is 2 and the mass number is 4. Okay. So in the symbolic form we can show in this way. We have to always write atomic number at the bottom side of that symbol and mass number always at the top or head side of that symbol. Okay. So when such a type of symbol provided to you, so bottom figure, those are present at the bottom side of that symbol. So it denotes their atomic number, and the top side symbol, top side digit, which shows the mass number. Okay. So what is the atomic number of helium? It's 2. Okay. And what is the mass number? It's 4. Okay. Yes. Now number of protons, number of electrons and number of neutrons we will calculate here. So what is atomic number? So in previous slide I have told you atomic number means number of positively charged protons is equals to the number of negatively charged electron. Means suppose that particular atom of an element having 11 atomic number, so it having 11 number of protons and also it having 11 number of electrons. So here atomic number is 2, means it gives the number of protons, that is 2, and also number of electron, that is 2. Okay. And neutron number, so to calculate the neutron number we will require the mass number. So what is mass number? Mass number, it gives the addition of number of protons and the number of neutrons. Okay. But here we know the mass number, also we know the proton number. So to calculate the number of neutron, okay, you have to just write in this way, A is equal to P plus N. So what is the value of A? It's a mass number 4. Proton number already know 2. Okay. So you have to calculate neutron number is 4 minus 2. So you will get the neutron number is 2. Okay. So in this way you can calculate the value. You will provide any 2 values and one of the value you have to calculate. So here I will write neutron number is also 2. Then second example is sodium. Suppose symbol with these digits or values provided in this way. So what is the atomic number of sodium? Yes, it's 11, which is right at the bottom side of that symbol. Okay. So atomic number is 11. It means having number of protons 11 and then number of electrons also 11. Okay. So here this upper figure which shows the mass number. So mass number is 23. So again you have to use this formula. Mass number is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons. It's addition of proton and neutron. If you know the number of proton and also if you know the mass number, so you can easily calculate the neutron number. So 23 minus 11, so you will get the value of neutron, which is 12. One more example I will show you. Suppose you are provided this value, okay, with symbol and neutron number provided. Okay. Yes. So this bottom figure, it's a atomic number of magnesium. So I will write directly here. Atomic number is 12. So atomic number which shows or which gives the number of protons and also number of electrons. So all these three are same. So atomic number is 12. It means it having 12 protons and 12 electrons also. Yes. Now we have to calculate mass number. So to calculate mass number, we will require proton number and also we will require neutron number. So addition of these two, so we will get the mass number. So proton number is 12, neutron number is 12. So total is 24. So mass number of magnesium is 24. One more example. Carbon element you have provided, okay, and the number of protons provided is 6 and mass number provided which is 12. So now you have to calculate atomic number, number of electron and also number of neutron. So proton number provided, so with the help of that we can easily write atomic number and also number of electrons. Why? Because atomic number is defined as a number of protons is equals to the number of electrons. So proton number is 6. So according to that we can write 6 number of electron and also atomic number is 6. Now here mass number provided which is 12. So mass number, it's addition of proton and neutron. Neutron number we have to calculate here. Proton number you already know 6. So minus 6 from 12. So you will get the answer is 6. So neutron number is 6. So in this way in exam question will ask you have to provided any two values and you have to calculate any one value. Suppose in one of the case, proton and electron value provided, so you have to calculate atomic number, or mass number and atomic number provided, you have to calculate neutron number. So in this way you can write the answer. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, share with your friends, leave a comment, subscribe this channel. For complete course, download Ganesh Academy e-learning app. For future update, click bell icon. Thank you.